Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to show you how to make custom bokeh. If you don't know what bokeh is, it's those dreamy out of focus highlights in the back of images. You've probably seen it most commonly with Christmas lights, where the Christmas lights are out of focus and they're all blurry and dreamy in the background. We're going to work on making that a custom shape. So a standard shape is round or hexagonal. So what happens is the aperture blades inside your lens dictate what shape the out of shape bokeh is, or out of focus bokeh is. So what we are going to do is we are going to create our own custom shape. Now I already did this. I have one right here. I made a mental error, and in doing so, I deleted all the footage in my frustration, only to realize about 30 minutes later that I made a mental error, and in fact, this did work just fine. So I'm going to go over it again with you guys. This is round two. We're going to make this fit my 50mm 1.4. The wider the aperture that you have of lens, the wider aperture lens that you have, the better. I would recommend using your widest aperture lens for this. And you could probably make this any shape that you want to. I'm going to be using my logo. So I printed off a sheet here with my logo on it. I've got 3 different sizes, and I made multiples of them in case I made a mistake. The first one that I cut out here, I used the smallest one. So you'll need a few things here. You need a piece of cardboard, an Exacto knife, and some tape at the very least. I also used a ruler and a compass here. So what I used these for were to measure my lens. So I measured the inner diameter of the lens here, and then drew a circle using this, and then I cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again, actually. Looks like about 2 1/4, so we need to set the compass to 1 1/8. Now remember, unless you're using the exact same lens, it's going to be different. You'll need to measure your own. Let's take this and make a circle here on our cardboard. And then what we need to do is we're going to take our logo, or whatever we want our bokeh to be. Now, if you are a youngster trying to do this, anything that involves cutting, you should get your parents or guardian to help you out with, so you don't cut yourself. I don't know what's going to happen with this large one, since I tried the smaller one the last time. It's going to let more light in for sure, and that might be a good thing. So we want to get the logo centered here in the middle of the circle. You could measure, but I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to use some double-sided tape to stick down my pattern. Something to note here, mistake that I made on the first one is I made the cardboard to just fit over the whole part of the lens here, and then I taped it down. The issue with that is when you focus this lens, the center part comes out, and when the cardboard was taped on there, it was holding it down and preventing it from doing that. So the new iteration goes inside of there, so that when you focus and it moves, the cardboard moves with it. So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to try to make this one fit the same way. And so now, I'll zoom in on this here. We're going to go into hyperspeed mode, because this is a little bit tedious. Okay, in real time, that took somewhere around 8 or 9 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this pattern off of here now. I guess you wouldn't have to technically do this part, but I want to. It's not perfect, but pretty decent. Now we're just going to cut this circle out with some scissors. we'll see if it fits. It's a little too big, so I'm gonna trim it down. All right, it fits in there, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and put this lens on this camera, and we're gonna see what this thing can do. Okay, now we're just looking at the natural bokeh of the lens. As you can see, it's got a round shape to it. This would be the lights in focus, and that's what we're going for here is the out of focus highlights. So, where I made the mistake the first time is this. I put the cap on, so we're gonna put the small one on first and give that one a whirl. I put this on here, I was ready to go, I was all excited. It wasn't working. Basically what I was getting is what you see right now. The issue was I had the lens set to an aperture of 8 for recording the video. That's problematic. You need to open the aperture all the way up. So this is a 1.4, it's all the way open to 1.4. If you have a 1.8, open that thing all the way up and then put your custom aperture in there. Now let's just take a look at what happens. So these are pretty close to the camera. I'm at my minimum focusing distance right now. It's in focus. So we're gonna to get this out of focus, we're gonna go to infinity focus. And there you can already see my logo coming through on the lights. And the further out of focus we get, the better it is. So the problem is it's backwards. So to fix that, we'll just flip this thing around. Something else to note is that you need to set the thing upside down on here. So it's backwards and upside down to get the logos to appear properly in the lens. So that's the small one. Let's take a look at the larger logo that you guys just watched me cut out. Remember, backwards and upside down. Stick that thing on here. And there you have it. So the larger one actually has much better results, in my opinion. It looks pretty awesome. The only problem is that really the only ones that are giving me a full logo are these here in the middle. The ones out here on the sides, some of it is cut off. But at any rate, I think it's pretty awesome. It looks pretty cool. A nice little effect. This isn't probably something you'd want to use at like a wedding session, but it is a little fun artistic thing you can play around with. You can make your own logo, you can make stars or whatever you really want to make, and let's get these ridiculous out of focus highlights. But anyways, there you have it, folks. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to help me create more of these videos, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter. I'll put the link down in the description below. And also share links to your photos that you use creating this method. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos and have an awesome day.